Good morning. This is TCR, TroyCommunityRadio.com. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJN. Time for the Mayor's Report, and back with us this week is Mayor Michael Beamish.
Well, I heard you had a very good substitute in Sue Knight, and that maybe you wanted her to come back today, but I'm here.
Well, we've got you. Well, we'll take Sue when you can't make it.
I knew Sue would do a good job, and she would share the highlights of the council meeting and any other issues. But hey, I'm back.
Mayor, the one thing I have to say to start this program off this week is it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in downtown Troy.
And it's going to get that way, and even more so. And in fact, I'm glad you mentioned it, Clint, because we've got the beautiful first gift of Christmas on the public square now with the tree. And
love that. The shape of that tree is gorgeous.
It is. Rick and Sherry Sandiford donated that tree to give the first gift of Christmas. Now all we have to do is let the light shine, and that'll take place. And I want to make it very clear to everybody that we have Thanksgiving coming up. The day after Thanksgiving is our Grand Illumination ceremony. It takes place around 6 o'clock in the evening. People gravitate in our downtown for the tree lighting ceremony. And
Santa Claus arrives on the fire truck?
Santa Claus arrives. We'll have the Santa house, and it's just going to create that season of the year. And I get the opportunity to read the month before Christmas, which is just
have you
about
got it all?
Got it done.
All done.
We are ready to roll it out on Friday the 24th. At 6 o'clock-ish.
So that's actually the day that they call Black Friday, too.
It's a day, a lot of people will like
shopping.
to go out, but I would say relax a little, come down, hot chocolate, enjoy yourself, the ambiance of the Christmas season.
You don't need Black Friday. What you need to do is shop downtown Troy. Before we get to the Grand Illumination, this weekend is the holiday welcome weekend here in downtown
That's
Troy.
Right, and it gives us a good jump start. And, you buy locally, you help support the small businesses of Troy, but also you get a jump on the gifts that you want to buy for your friends, relatives, and the youngins.
And the holiday welcome weekend, it's more than just downtown Troy this weekend. It's all of Miami County, so you've got Troy, Tip City, Covington, Piqua, and West Milton. And that's over 100 shops and restaurants. You can spend the entire weekend shopping, getting those deals for the hard-to-find people on your list. You're going to find unique items this weekend.
It's all in Miami County. Don't have to go too far.
No, we don't. We'll have some lights on this weekend, the white lights on the trees, but saving the big tree for the Grand Illumination.
Absolutely. And all the, this is going to just bring us into the fold of the season.
Mm-hmm. Leaves, thinking of the fold of the season. Now, when we started this last week out, there were still a lot of yellow leaves on the trees here in the downtown, and the wind kicked up and gone.
And the rain.
And
you take all that, and all of a sudden, the leaves just started to fall and fall and fall. In fact, I see a lot of people out buying new rakes. They've used up the rake.
Yeah.
But I will saying that, we are into round 2, and I would almost guarantee, because the leaves fell late this year, that we'll have a round 3. So get those leaves out. Keep a little distance between the curb and the leaf pile, so if it does rain, it goes down into the storm sewers, which is what they're designed to do.
This time of year, we know we're going to get some rain. We've had some more rain here in this last week. And also separate the sticks out of the leaf piles. You can pick up the tea bags if you want to put your sticks in those or put the leaves in them. Just organize it, and then the guys can pick it up a lot easier.
We did that promo, and if they haven't watched it, I think it's a good promo to take a look at as you become part of a community, and all of us try to help out to move things smoothly. That's a good video. And plus, let's mention the dye mill facility is still open, and will be open through December 2nd this year.
Okay, so you still got about 2 weeks, 3 weeks left that you can, if you want to load those leaves and your other brush up in the back of your truck, take it out there, you can do that.
That's all you have to do is show them that you're a Trojan.
you've got a lot of things that have taken place in this last week, a lot of information out there, like with the MKSK in this past week where they did the presentation over at Hobart.
At the Bravo Room, which has been a great addition to the Hobart Arena. But yes, we'll start with that. The MKSK did a study presentation, and that was just to showcase all their efforts, a year-long effort that was produced as a follow-up of the America's Best Community Initiatives, one of which was the Downtown Riverfront development. And so we asked them to look into the study, provide us with, here's the key word, ideas and recommendations. It's not locked in granite. They just produced a lot of different ideas for us, and they even broke it down in what they saw as short term, 0 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 10, and beyond. And it really is an opportunity for different partners, and I mean there are a lot of partners involved in this process, to look to Troy's future and the vision, with the idea that we really are trying to develop a workforce for the jobs that we currently have, future jobs. We want to enhance the quality of life so that people, young and old, have things to do here in Troy. We think we've done a good job. An MKSK study did demonstrate that we are on one end of a spectrum where we are already doing some great things, and they acknowledge that. Usually, a lot of times they go into where there's crisis mode. We're not in a crisis mode.
Right.
We're into an enhancement mode, and I think that should tell our citizens that we're always thinking, how can we improve? But how do we develop the workforce of tomorrow and bring people into our community to stay in our community, young and old alike?
Perfect. That's what we want to hear. That's where we want the downtown to go.
And I think downtown, as you have heard me say many times, I will continue to say, that downtown is the living room of our community. As any household, you bring the people in and the guests, you want them to come into your living room.
All
so
right.
That's our downtown.
Okay. Now if we could just get flying cars that fold into suitcases.
That might be down the road with all these things going on with technology.
Then we wouldn't have to park anymore.
It might be like the Jetsons. I don't know.
There you go. Now you had also something that went on at Story Point.
Oh, yes, and I got to also say, go along with that, we had a great Veterans Day ceremony on the 11th hour, the 11th day of the 11th month at our Riverside Veterans Memorial. And well attended, a little cold. But it was
a little cold
It
this
was
weekend.
nice to see we showing our patriotism towards our veterans. But saying that, this past yesterday on November 17th, Story Point also did a veterans tribute. They dedicated a room on their second floor dedicated to veterans, and so it was an opportunity to come and celebrate what veterans have brought to our country. Story Point is very active in our community and wants to be a part of that. And Monday, this coming Monday, at Van Cleve School, they have an annual Veterans Day observance, and they invite veterans to come share with their students. They sit down and share a breakfast at the table, and another way of bringing young and old folks together to share memories and stories.
Okay. You had a budget workshop as well this week.
It's been a busy week there, Clint.
It has been a busy week.
Tom Kendall is our finance chair, and they had a committee of the whole. And basically, there's been a lot of prep work done with supervisors, superintendents, different departments, working with our administration, myself included, and trying to come up with a reasonable budget that can still move us forward with projects that we need to have and still have money in the bank, which John Frigge has done an outstanding job, he and his team, and they keep winning stewardship awards for good investment, good practices. So we are able, in our community, small community as it is, to be able to do some of the bigger projects and still have money in the bank for a rainy day or a situation.
And that's what you look for.
That's
is
right.
The fact that
That's right.
we are doing good, and it's how do you do better?
The budget meeting was to go through the process, allow council members to ask the questions, understand better what the budget is all about, looking at where we've been, where we need to go, and this was an opportunity this past week to do just that.
Okay. Now, Monday is council?
Well, let's see. We've just had council. No, we don't have council until December now.
Okay,
So,
no council till December.
No.
And
but we did have a chamber function.
Now, was this because we started off talking about Christmas? Is this going where I think it's going to go to?
Well, let's get there at the end.
Okay.
That'll get a little warm. but I do want to say the Chamber of Commerce every year has their annual chamber meeting, and they always honor the Leadership Troy graduates of 2017. So this past week we did graduate a number of individuals. These are people who we hope will embrace Troy, get involved in Troy, and give back to Troy. And so we had that going on this week. It was a very, very active and busy week in Troy, Ohio, USA.
Well, and this is the one that I was going to get to.
Yeah.
We started off talking about the Christmas tree being up downtown and getting ready for the holidays. But also in this past week, you had the Strawberry Festival kickoff.
Can you believe this, Glenn?
I know.
Now, we're sitting in cold temperatures in the fall of the year, heading to Christmas season, and we're all ready. And this is not uncommon. It takes a lot of planning. And so we had the Troy Strawberry Festival kickoff this past Tuesday, and Chairman Eric Roeder and his team of committee are already gathering together to prepare for another outstanding 2018 Troy Strawberry Festival, and it took place this past week.
Getting an early jump on it, and that's a good thing. Like you said, it takes a lot of planning and a lot of volunteers to pull that off.
A lot of volunteers, and so I say that, so we started with something a little more seasonal and cold to the thought of a warmer time down the road in June.
Well, I don't think we'll be able to talk Kathy McIntosh into making us any strawberry donuts anytime soon here for a while.
No.
But we look forward to those coming up here this summer.
And the lines that go along with those strawberry donuts.
Absolutely. They pour in from out of town for them.
That's right.
Mayor, is there anything else you'd like to add this morning?
I think we've covered a lot of bases. It's been a hectic week, a very productive week, and now we look to the future as we can start to look at our budget, and we can look at projects and look at where we want to go and where we want to take Troy into the future.
All right, thank you so much. It's the Holiday Welcome Weekend this weekend going on in Miami County. And don't forget the Grand Illumination this upcoming Friday.
Yes.
And start right about 6 o'clock. Everybody come downtown.
Come down, and all weather, we always draw a big crowd for that.
No matter what.
Grand Illumination lighting.
All right, Mayor, thank you so much. This has been the Mayor's Report with Mayor Michael Beamish. I'm Clint Myers on 107.1 WTJN.